Okay, so ready to dive in.
Always.
Today we're looking at 50 affirmation journal prompts
Oh, cool.
from the blog Lestallion.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, they're all about, the positive statements that can really make a difference.
Right. Affirmations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not just about saying them, it's about really absorbing them.
So combining them with journaling makes sense.
Exactly. And Lestallion really emphasizes how these affirmations, especially when you journal about them, can create lasting change.
So we're talking self-love, confidence, all that.
Yes. Resilience, even manifesting your goals, all sorts of things.
It's like a roadmap, it sounds like.
Yeah, it really is a roadmap to a better you. And the cool thing is, these prompts are so specific, they really guide you.
Structure. Yeah, I get it. Instead of just free writing, you have a focus.
Exactly. Which helps you go beyond just repeating stuff. You actually engage with those affirmations, let them sink in.
Right. Make them your own. So where do we start?
Well, Lestallion kicks things off with self-love and confidence. Classic. Good place to begin.
Right. And prompt, #1, I love this one. It asks, what is one positive affirmation about yourself that you believe wholeheartedly?
Nice. Starting with your strengths,
Yeah.
what you already know to be true.
Yes. Solid foundation. Then prompt #2 gets a little deeper. It's like, how do you speak kindly to yourself when self-doubt creeps in?
Those negative voices, we all have them.
We do, but that's where those go-to affirmations become super important.
Your weapons against self-sabotage.
Exactly. And the source even says, confidence grows with practice. It's not magic. It's consistency.
Like anything worth having takes effort.
Right. It's like training your brain to focus on the positive. Speaking of training, let's talk about overcoming challenges.
Life's full of them.
Isn't it? And prompt #1 here is all about facing a current challenge head on. So creating an affirmation to shift your mindset from I can't to I can.
Powerful stuff. Perspective is everything,
It
right?
really is. And then prompt #2 encourages you to see setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities for
Right.
growth, Love that. Reframing it, finding the lesson.
Right. Lestallion says resilience comes from within. It's about cultivating that inner strength.
Not just saying I'm resilient, but figuring out what that truly means for you.
Exactly. It's about making it personal. And, something I've noticed, even in sections that aren't specifically about gratitude,
Interesting. Go on.
Lestallion weaves those elements in. Like in the overcoming challenges section, there's a prompt about being grateful even amidst difficulties.
I see. A subtle reminder that even when it's tough, there's always something to appreciate.
Right. Okay, so now I'm really curious to see how they handle the gratitude and abundance section specifically.
Me too. They seem to have a pretty nuanced perspective on it.
They do. And they start with a classic. Prompt #1 is, what are you most grateful for in your life right now? Simple, but so effective.
Instant mood booster for sure.
Totally. And then prompt #3 gets into attracting abundance through affirmations, of course.
Love that. And not just material wealth either, right?
No. Love, happiness, fulfillment, all of it. Recognizing that abundance already exists in so many forms.
Which ties in perfectly with Lestallion's quote, gratitude creates abundance, shifting from that scarcity mindset.
Yes, it's all around us if we just open our eyes to it. Okay, so we've covered self-love, confidence, challenges, and gratitude. What's next?
Time to get a little deeper, I think. Explore the prompts about emotional healing.
Oh, that's important. We all go through stuff.
But we do, and Lestallion understands that. They start by acknowledging that healing is a journey. Prompt #1 asks, how do you nurture yourself when you're feeling emotionally drained?
Giving ourselves permission to take care of our hearts and minds.
Exactly. And prompt #3 reminds us that it takes time. It's not a race.
Right. Healing is a process. And Lestallion emphasizes that with the phrase, healing begins with self-compassion, being kind to ourselves.
Love that. Offering ourselves the same grace we'd offer a friend.
Totally. And, it's interesting how that self-compassion theme pops up in so many of these prompts.
It does, doesn't it? Like a thread connecting it all. Makes sense, approaching growth from a place of self-compassion.
Right. It's about kindness, understanding every step of the way.
Which brings us to the final section of prompts, manifesting goals. This is where things get really exciting.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's manifest.
Right. So prompt #1, it connects a current goal with an affirmation of achievement, visualizing that success,
I love that. Seeing it as already done. That's so powerful.
It is. And then prompt #4 takes it further, guiding you to use affirmations for visualization, creating those vivid mental images.
Like making a movie in your mind.
Yeah.
Where you've already achieved your dreams.
Exactly. And Lestallion sums it up perfectly. Belief fuels achievement. It starts with believing in yourself, in the possibility.
Wow. So we've covered a lot. Self-love, challenges, gratitude, healing, manifesting. It's amazing how these prompts can touch on so many areas of our lives.
It is, isn't it? What stands out to you?
I think what's really fascinating is how Lestallion emphasizes personalization. It's not about generic affirmations. It's about making them your own.
Right. It's your journey, your words.
Exactly. And the way they've organized these prompts into categories, that helps too. You can focus on the areas that resonate most.
Like a toolbox for personal growth. Pick and choose what you need.
Exactly. Okay, so before we move on, I want to leave our listeners with something to ponder. Of all those areas we discussed, which one feels most resonant for you right now? And why? Think about it. We'll be back soon to explore even more empowering affirmations.
Can't wait. Back again.
And ready for more.
Those prompts, huh?
Pretty powerful stuff.
Makes you think.
Definitely. You know that question we left everyone with?
Oh, yeah.
Which area to focus on?
Right.
Honestly, I keep coming back to emotional healing.
Interesting. Makes sense, though.
It does, doesn't it?
It speaks to the depth of these prompts, not just surface level,
Exactly. Lestallion really gets it.
They do.
Transformation starts with addressing our emotions, our well-being.
Absolutely. And it's not always easy confronting those deeper emotions.
It's not. But Lestallion provides that framework, those prompts,
Right.
to help us navigate that with self-compassion.
Exactly. And they acknowledge it's a journey. Prompt #2, it asks, how do you honor your emotions without judgment?
Oh, that's key.
Yeah.
We often try to suppress, deny,
We do, but they're saying no, feel it, all of it.
without shame.
Exactly. Recognizing that all emotions are valid. Part of the process.
And then prompt #4 takes it further, exploring the lessons within those emotions.
So even negative emotions can teach us something.
They can. Valuable lessons about ourselves, what we need.
Lestallion puts it beautifully. Emotional healing is not about erasing the past. It's about learning from it.
Moving forward with strength.
And wisdom.
Don't run from your pain, embrace it.
Let it transform you. And that often involves self-forgiveness.
Which Lestallion addresses in prompt #6. What is one act of self-forgiveness you can offer yourself today?
Wow.
Forgiving ourselves, that can be the hardest.
It can. Holding on to guilt, shame.
Weighs us down.
Self-forgiveness isn't condoning mistakes. It's releasing that negative energy.
Moving on. And this connects to prompt #8 about self-care when you're emotionally depleted.
Right. When we're drained, we often neglect ourselves.
We do.
But Lestallion reminds us self-care isn't selfish. It's essential.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. Replenish your energy. Show up better for everyone. And these prompts offer different self-care strategies,
Taking a bath, being in nature, resting.
Whatever nourishes you, make it a priority.
Permission to recharge. Okay, so honoring emotions, learning, forgiving, self-care. What else is in this emotional healing toolkit?
Boundaries. Prompt #10 asks, what is one boundary you need to set to protect your emotional energy?
Boundaries are so important,
They are.
but tough to establish sometimes.
Especially for people pleasers, or if you're afraid of confrontation.
But Lestallion reminds us boundaries aren't selfish.
They're about honoring your needs, limits.
Healthy relationships where everyone feels respected.
Creating a safe space for yourself, emotionally, physically. And this section highlights how connected our emotional and mental well-being are.
Not separate things. Our thoughts and feelings, they influence each other.
They do.
So to heal emotionally, we have to address our thoughts too.
Exactly. That's where affirmations come in. Challenging those negative patterns, replacing them with positive ones.
Retraining our brains.
Right. Prompt #12 asks, what is one negative thought pattern you're ready to release?
Oh, I like that. Becoming aware of those thoughts holding us back.
Once you identify them, you can challenge them, replace them with those affirmations.
And Lestallion emphasizes patience, self-compassion throughout this.
It's a process.
It takes time. Be gentle with yourself.
Celebrate every step. And it's interesting they weave in gratitude, self-love, even in this context.
Yeah, even when you're hurting, they're still good.
Remembering your worthiness, even when struggling.
A beautiful message. It's incredible, how Lestallion takes these simple prompts and...
Packs so much wisdom in.
Yes, exactly. Like becoming our own therapist almost.
Right. And they go deep. Prompt #14. What is one limiting belief that's holding you back from experiencing emotional freedom?
Ooh, that's a good one. Because we all have those, right?
From childhood, past experiences.
Sabotaging our happiness without even realizing it.
It's tough to identify them sometimes, but the prompt, it pushes you to really examine things.
Uncover those hidden narratives.
Exactly. And then that's where the affirmations come in, right? Directly contradicting those beliefs.
Rewiring those old thought patterns.
Creating new ones that support your growth. And speaking of growth, I love how Lestallion brings in the inner child.
Oh yeah. Prompt. #16. How can you offer your inner child the love and support they need to heal?
So powerful. Because often those wounds, they come from childhood.
When we didn't get what we needed.
Right. So this is like giving that younger self the validation they crave.
Love, understanding.
Exactly. Acknowledging those hurts. Offering compassion.
And recognizing our worthiness, no matter what.
Which ties in perfectly with prompt #18. What is one affirmation that reminds you of your inherent worthiness?
We are valuable just because we exist.
Sometimes we need that reminder, especially when we're hurting.
We do. You know, what I find remarkable is Lestallion's approach to healing. It's holistic.
Oh, I see that. Not just focusing on one thing.
Right. Prompt #20 asks, how do you nurture your physical well-being to support your emotional health?
It's all connected, mind, body, spirit.
So taking care of ourselves physically, that helps us emotionally too.
Absolutely. Sleep, food, movement, nature.
Creating a lifestyle that supports us on all levels.
And gratitude. Can't forget that. Prompt #22. What are you grateful for in your healing journey, even amidst the challenges?
So important. Because it's easy to get lost in the struggle.
It is. But gratitude shifts our focus, reminds us of the good, even when it's tough.
Finding those glimmers of hope.
Exactly. And as we wrap up this section, prompt #24 really resonated with me. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be on your healing journey.
Oh, I love that. When we feel lost, unsure.
It's a reminder that there's a purpose, even when we don't understand it.
Surrender to the process.
Trusting that we're being guided.
We're not alone.
And you know, throughout these prompts, one theme keeps coming back. Self-compassion.
It's the foundation, isn't it?
It is. For healing, for growth.
Yeah.
Treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, forgiveness.
Like we would a loved one.
Exactly. Recognizing our worthiness even when we mess up.
Embracing those imperfections.
Celebrating our strengths.
Because ultimately, it's those imperfections that make us who we are.
Unique.
Beautiful.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, I hope you'll approach this practice with curiosity, openness.
And most importantly, self-compassion. Explore these prompts, experiment, find what resonates.
Be kind to yourself along the way.
You are worthy of love, healing, happiness, just as you are.
Happy journaling, everyone.